Are you accusing me of cheating?
I'm not accusing you of anything. But after seeing the way you two act together and finding his things in your car, I just want to know the truth.
First of all, you have to believe me when I say that nothing has happened between us.
Second of all,
I do feel something for him.
Just as Gray got in the car a moment ago, he found a pair of men's sunglasses. They clearly didn't belong to him, so he headed to the station feeling uneasy. He went to the wrong floor on his way up and ran into Nolan. Nolan could tell something was off and asked him what was wrong. Gray said he'd found a pair of sunglasses in his wife's car that weren't his. Nolan suggested he have a proper talk with his wife. Gray took his advice. When Gray arrived at the hospital to have lunch with his wife, he found her talking to Jack. He walked over and said he wanted to grab lunch with her, but his wife told him Jack had an evaluation coming up, and she had to stay with him. She also asked why he hadn't invited her for dinner instead of wanting to eat at noon. Just as Gray was about to have a serious conversation with his wife, the elevator doors opened, and two people stepped out stuck together. When his wife tried to call a nurse for them, Cole stopped her by grabbing her hand. Unexpectedly, he ended up stuck to her as well. Gray shook his head helplessly. When the doctor arrived and asked what kind of glue they used, they hesitated and didn't answer. The doctor asked if someone could get the glue for a special solvent to dissolve it. Otherwise, surgery would be necessary. Gray offered to go get it, but Cole refused, saying he didn't want to trouble him. Gray said his wife was now stuck to him, and he was the only one who could touch her for this long. Jack, standing nearby, had a strange look on his face. They finally stammered out the name of the glue. Gray looked confused when he heard what it was called. The doctor immediately arranged for surgery. While they were in surgery, Gray took the sunglasses to Jack and asked if they were his. Jack said he'd been looking for them and had no idea when he lost them. Gray hated that the sunglasses belonged to him, but he had no choice. After the surgery, as Steve and his wife were about to leave, Gray couldn't hold back anymore and asked what her relationship with Jack was.